Today on Northern Revolutions, I'm going to share with you some recent vinyl finds. I haven't done one of these in a while, so if you want to find out what I picked up, stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. As mentioned off the top, I haven't done a vinyl finds video in a while. Not that I've bought a ton of records recently, mainly because new vinyl is getting crazy expensive. So I have picked up some stuff and I thought I'd show you some of the highlights of what I've got. Okay, the first one I'm crazy excited about. I've mentioned in one of the Wednesday live chats that I've been on a Springsteen kick lately. So I picked up this, Nebraska. I've mentioned that I've not listened to Springsteen ever. Like I knew the hits, of course, right? You know, Born to Run, Born in the USA, Glory Days. I know the hits. It's not that I didn't like Bruce. It was just, there's so much music out there. I just never got around to it. As stupid as that sounds, I just never got around to it. So I've acquired some of the early records, but I've been looking for this one for a few months because I was in probably my favorite record store, which is a place called PCV Records in Oakville, Ontario. Amazing record store. And they were playing this, and I didn't know it was Bruce. And I was just blown away by it. I just hadn't heard anything like it before. And I had to do the, hey Siri, what song is this kind of deal? Because I didn't want to be an idiot and ask. And so I've been on the hunt for this for a little while and saw lots of used Bruce, but didn't see this anywhere until just recently. I picked it up a few weeks ago at probably my other favorite record store, which is called Revolution Records in Hamilton, Ontario. They had a new copy of this. Man, wow. I'm sure most people know this is Springsteen's acoustic solo album, let's call it that. I mean, this is not an E Street Band album. I think the idea was these were, demos he was eventually going to bring to the band, but ultimately never did. He decided to put it out as kind of an acoustic-y kind of record. Wow. I love everything about this. I mentioned this title track, Nebraska, in my video from 2 weeks ago about True Story songs. It's a song about a guy that went on a killing spree in Nebraska in the 1950s. But there's some other amazing songs in here. My favorite, Open All Night. I think I'm probably 8 or 10 albums deep into Springsteen's discography at this point, and Open All Night, hands down, my favorite Springsteen song. Just a great driving electric guitar on this. It's very bare bones. It's just Bruce and an electric guitar. Man, hadn't heard anything like it. I just loved it. So to finally get a copy of this and new, what a bonus. Nebraska. I mean, far be it for me to comment on what you should listen to when it comes to Bruce Springsteen, but man, this is a damn good place to start. On the Springsteen front, I've started, obviously, with the earlier stuff, Born to Run, Darkness on the Edge of Town, The River, Nebraska. And so I picked this up. The Wild, the Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. I think 73. I think this was the second album. I think this was the one after Greetings from Asbury Park, which I don't have yet. Man, I love this. Love it. Just from the first song, the E Street Shuffle. Why have I waited so long to get into Bruce Springsteen? The man's a goddamn legend for a reason. I mean, I always knew he was good, and I knew that he was, larger than life and one of the greats. But man, do I kick myself for not listening to Bruce for the last 30 years that I've been a music fan. Man, I'm probably going to do a whole video about my journey into Bruce Springsteen. But I love this. I think it's Nebraska, then this as my favorites, and then probably Darkness, and then I don't know. But I think I picked this up for $10, and it's in really, really good condition. Sounds great. Love it. Next up is a new release that I was quite excited about, actually. This is the new and only album by Liam Gallagher and John Squire, self-titled. I heard about this and I was kind of excited about it. Obviously, Liam Gallagher from Oasis, John Squire from the Stone Roses, both of that 90s Brit rock period, teamed up to make this record. I have always maintained that I am a Noel Gallagher fan because I thought he was the talent in Oasis. And I wasn't a big fan of Liam's solo stuff initially, while I love Noel's. Lately, Noel's stuff has, been a little meh, and Liam's has gotten much, much better. So I was intrigued to hear this. And I gotta say, it did not disappoint. I love it. It's a little different. So if you're expecting Oasis, you're not going to get that on here. Now, obviously, it's Liam singing everything. So it's Liam's voice, and it's distinctive. But it doesn't sound like Oasis because all the songs in here were written by John Squire. And John plays guitar dramatically different than Noel does. So Liam's recent solo stuff, which has been good, like Why Me, Why Not, that was a great album. But it sounds very Oasis, and I think that's probably by design. It's meant to cater to that audience. So whoever was playing guitar for Liam was sort of trying to mimic that Noel sound. This doesn't sound like this. They're good, crunchy guitars. Kind of Gibson SG kind of thing. But it's distinctly John Squire's guitar tone and his songwriting coupled with Liam's voice. And John's songwriting is not so abstract, like Noel's is. Noel tends to string a lot of words together that may not make sense, but they actually do. John's a little more of a straightforward songwriter. So it's a different combination, but it works really well. Liam's voice, that sounds better than it has in years, to be quite honest. So this is a very enjoyable. If you like Oasis, you'll like this. It's a little bit different. If you like the Stone Roses, you'll like this. It's a little bit different. Thoroughly enjoy this record, though. And I love this album art. It looks fantastic. This is pressed on white vinyl. Like there's a few other vinyl variants out there, but there you go, white vinyl. Liam Gallagher, John Squire. Very happy with this pickup. Another new release that I've been very much looking forward to since it was announced, because I never thought this artist would do another album because she said she wouldn't. Sheryl Crow's Evolution. Big Sheryl Crow fan. Love her. The last album, which was Threads from about, I'll say maybe 4 years ago, it was okay. I mean, it was basically a duets album. And it was all right, but, whatever. So when she announced she was finally actually going to put out a new studio album, I'm pretty excited. What do I think about this? Mixed. I love half of it, and I don't love half of it. And it's not like it's side A is good. It's a mix throughout. There are some songs that are very reminiscent of Sheryl in her prime. Like the second song in here, Do It Again, could have come off of Tuesday Night Music Club. Like just the vocals and the songwriting style. I mean, it sounds like it was from the 90s, and her voice is just what you want to hear from Sheryl Crow. The title track, or the lead single, Alarm Clock, it's fine. It's catchy. It's about her having a dream and then the alarm goes off, and that's why I hate my alarm clock, and that refrain keeps repeating. Kind of lazy songwriting. But there's some other songs that are like vintage Sheryl Crow, and then there's other songs that to me sound a little overproduced, and sound like she's trying a little too hard to make something contemporary. And those I don't like. Not a big fan of half of it. There was a song she did with Peter Gabriel that is not on the vinyl, but it's on the deluxe release, the digital release. I hate that song. It's terrible. But that's just my opinion. I know other people, like my friend John at Music Talk with John, he loves it. Everybody has a different opinion. So I'm glad I own this, but doesn't quite live up to my expectations. Did a good job on this. It's, gatefold. The cover artwork is a little, kind of leaves a lot to be desired, I think. This version, gold vinyl. So, Sheryl Crow's Evolution. I gave it like a B-. And that brings me to Record Store Day. Did I do Record Store Day? Nope, I did not. I don't have anything against Record Store Day. To me, it's not as thrilling as it once was, but that's okay. That's because I'm a curmudgeon-y old bastard. This year there wasn't anything on the list at all that got me excited. There was nothing that said I gotta have that. So I didn't make a point of going to Record Store Day necessarily, but on the afternoon of Record Store Day, my wife said, "Let's go to the record store," because she was looking for the Record Store Day Dazed and Confused Volume 2, I think it was, that came out. So we went to the record store in the town that I live in, and they had it. So my wife got that and a few other things. I wasn't going in there looking for anything, but I did come out with something. And this is not a Record Store Day pickup, although I did buy it on Record Store Day. This is a band I really dig. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. I've got 3 albums by them now, and a couple on CD. They're interesting. You may or may not have heard of them. They're a punk band, but they're a punk band that does not take themselves seriously by any means. They do punk covers of like top 40 songs that have no business being punk songs. So the first album of theirs that I ever got into, which I have on CD, is called Have a Ball. And that came out probably about 20 years ago. And this is Have Another Ball, which was kind of the follow-up. And this came out in 2008. This is a recent repress. But picture this, punk versions of Rich Girl, Country Roads, You've Got a Friend, Mother and Child Reunion, Coming to America, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Songs that have no business being punk songs. But these guys are just fun. And that's what I love about it. It's fun. It's always upbeat and toe tapping and, great electric guitars. And these guys are very talented, but they don't take anything seriously. And that's what I love about them. So anytime I find a gimme record that I don't have, I grab it. So found this on Record Store Day, even though it's not a Record Store Day issue. Which brings us to the elephant in the room. Of course, I'm going to talk about Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. You know I'm a Swiftie, unabashedly, yes. This is the white vinyl edition. There's 4 other variants of this. I'm not doing the variant game. I'm not picking up 4 of these. 1 of these is sufficient. What do I think about this? First of all, very excited about it, of course. What do I think? Well, I have 2 thoughts. First of all, I think the album is great. Love everything about it. The songs are very good. I enjoy it thoroughly. My other thought is I'm also a little tired of it. How does that make any sense if it's new? Here's why I'm tired of it. It's another collaboration with Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner, both very talented. They're the ones that helped make Evermore, Folklore, and Midnights. That's the reason that I'm not a big fan. Not that I'm a big fan. I love this album, but it ranks pretty low for me in her discography because we've heard this 3 times already. Any song that's on here could be on Folklore, Evermore, or Midnights. And any song that's on any one of those could be on this. It's really all interchangeable. And while it was amazing for Folklore and Evermore, and still interesting for Midnights. I'm kind of done with it now. It's kind of like, okay, you've told us the same story 3 times now. So let's evolve it a little bit. Let's change it up. Maybe find a different co-writer, different producer, something. Just put a different spin on it, whatever that may be. I don't know. It's very good, and I would say it's incredible if I hadn't already heard it 3 times. Am I glad I own it? Of course I am. I will say she did an incredible job. The packaging on this is some of the best I've ever seen. It's a gatefold. There's picture inner sleeves. There's a book in here, very much in the way that the Beatles did the Magical Mystery Tour book. Same kind of deal. Love it. Different colors of vinyl. I mean, packaging on this, top notch. But it's all about the music, as Mazzy would say. And while I like it, it's just, it feels tired now at this point. If you're thinking about getting it, if you like Folklore and Evermore and Midnights, and you think you want to hear more of it, then I would encourage you to get it. So I love it. I just don't love it as much as I'd hoped I would love it, because I was hoping she'd just do a little fresh take on it. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Glad to have it. Those are my highlights of my recent vinyl pickups. I hope you found that interesting. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these albums and what your thoughts on them are. That's everything for me today, everybody. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.